Hello and welcome to Wingin It. And we're back again here with another tournament game. This one once again is from the Gregarious Grouse Extravaganza, which means we've got a European expansion game coming up here today. So we're still in this group stage here. We are going first in this game. So yeah, let's jump into this one. And let's take a look and see what we've got to work with in our starting hand. And okay, we've got some good stuff. Definitely like Green Swallow on the baseboards as well. So that will be nice. Bullfinch as well, pretty good opening Forest Bird, I think. Although maybe doesn't work quite so well with the Swallow food that we're going to be looking for, but still useful to get something extra. Maybe just missing the Wetland Bird Godwit might be an option. We'll take a look at the tray, of course. Okay, well, not so great. We have got Thecla's Lark, so probably won't see that being picked up and used. Should say pretty good, or at least slightly better on the Oceania boards, but of course here back on the baseboards, maybe not one to look at. So, okay, interesting choice from the bonus card. Do have Rheumatologist, and we do have Carrion Crow as well. In the tray, just kind of wish I had a nice Predator Power in the hand to sort of go with that and maybe get some good synergy there. Had some good games in the past working with Rheumatologist and Carrion Crow, so yeah, we know that's a good combo, but maybe not today. But yeah, probably Godwit. Probably Godwit is going to be the way. And yeah, I was going to say, I think I did look at the feeder. No worms is a bit of a shame. So we might take a bit of a while to get these birds out. I mean, I think at the very least Swallow would go down. I could always just cycle with the Godwit. I think that is a strategy that does work on these baseboards, especially with a good bit of egg space on these two birds. So yeah, I think probably at the very least we'll keep the Bullfinch food. I think we're going to play that. I think we're going to take food a few times, see if we can get some worms, try and get the Swallow down, maybe Godwit as well, as I say, just to get that wetland started. And I think Ecologist will be the keep here. That should be a pretty easy 4 points. And yeah, should be able to get a good shot at 6. Rheumatologist, maybe a bit more of a gamble without actually having any of those in the hand. So we'll lock that in. And yeah, as I say, should be a straightforward first few turns. Get the Bullfinch down, start taking food, and yeah, we're going to need some worms. Plenty of worms to go round if we're going to be playing, yeah, both the Swallow and the Godwit. Maybe just the Swallow, but we'll kind of see how this goes. And alright, here we go. On to our first turn. We'll see what our opponent's kept. Okay, kind of similar to us here. 3 birds and a couple of foods. We'll see what they've got going, but yeah, as I say, for us, we'll get this Bullfinch down. Start taking some food, really hope that the worms are going to show up. I should touch a little bit on this first end around goal as well, actually. Birds with no eggs. Maybe a bit of a tricky one. But that could actually play into our hands, because I think if we are going to bide our time a little bit, take a bunch of food, we could easily, spend the rest of this round taking food and just playing these birds in our hands. And not really doing too much else. So, yeah, we could end up with 3 birds with no eggs down. Maybe weird at that end around, but we'll see how that goes. Opponent grabbing another seed, so we are going to take food. I think I'm going to take this fish, and the main reason for that is because Bullfinch should have me sorted for the seeds and the berries, and maybe this fish will come in handy later, so we'll take that and of course reset the bird feeder here. And we are going to get a seed, but yeah, no worms, so that is a bit of a shame. And I think, yeah, as I said, picking the starting hand, that is definitely going to determine our approach a little bit here. I think if the worms come up quickly, it might push me more towards playing the Swallow, laying eggs, cycling with the Godwit. But as I said, with this end around, there is maybe something at play here, which yeah, means I can just bide a bit of time, just get these birds down and get myself set up. So obviously Swallow, we're going to want to use that as this game goes on. Definitely one of the best categories of birds in the baseboard, at the very least, are these tuck and draws, and that extends to the mute swan. So we did have Flamingo in our starting hand. Not really a bird I look at in 1v1, but hindsight's everything. Maybe would have been a good keep here up against the mute swan. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll just keep taking food. So we'll take a rat this time again, just something a little bit different. What is the Bullfish going to get us? It's going to get us more, not worms. So this is not exactly what we want to see. But as I say, maybe Yeah, maybe this is sort of forcing my hand even more towards just taking food and playing these birds, because the worms are not coming up. The worms are not coming up at all, and that is going to make playing these a little bit tricky. And even all these birds in the tray, they all need worms as well. So yeah, not too sure how we're gonna go about that, but we'll see. Yeah, opponent laying eggs. So wonder if maybe they've got something else they could play in the worms for free, or if they're just going to start drawing and use this as a tuck and draw. So Mutes one, it's a pretty good opening bird. It gets only better the more you add to it. So we'll see what they can do. We are going to take food, and I think more fish. I think it's on the menu probably at this point. So come on, Bullfinch. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. What is this now? 3 rerolls, and not a single worm coming up at all, and we had none in the starting feeder as well. So yeah, we're gonna have to do some overpaying. We're definitely gonna have to do some overpaying if we want to get these out. These are going to be some very expensive birds at this rate, which I'm not too enthusiastic about, but yeah, that is definitely making my life a little bit more difficult. Won't lie. Just trying to get hold of these worms. Yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle, but I think yeah, 4 turns left. Ooh. I think we just take food twice more. We'll kind of see. I mean, I'm sort of entertaining. Maybe I play this Godwit, and maybe the card I draw can be discarded for an extra food, and maybe if I can get those 2 worms, if it's worth saving that food, but I'm not sure I'm really in that much of a position to be throwing away cards for more food, given the shortage there. So they are just drawing. They throw the egg as well to just see more cards. We'll see, yeah, if that brings anything out for them, but we're just going to take food again, and come on, what is this, like 4th time's the charm? Are we going to get worms? We are this time, so okay. Well, we'll take that seed and leave the 2 worms that are there. And yeah, so we could, as I say, we could force this. And then, I mean, maybe, depends what the cards come up, I suppose, but always have it as an option to throw whatever card we draw to grab the 2 worms. I mean, I'm talking about those worms like I'm going to get them. I wouldn't put it past my opponent to go and grab one of those before I even get the chance, and that would definitely annoy me more than a little bit. But yeah, maybe they need worms as well. Maybe they're just waiting. Yeah, there we go. Should have kept my mouth shut. So okay, they grabbed a worm. I think I just have to grab this. I think there's a very real chance that they take that as well, and then I get left with no worms. So yeah, how would this work? So at the moment, this would cost me. Well, I need to overpay for both the worms, so that would cost me 5 food. Yeah, if I take the worm, I can afford playing both of these, so I think I will do that. Okay, I'm still getting some worms, but just the 1 there. So yeah, I've got to say, my opponent, if I was in their position, I'd be absolutely convinced that there's a Killdig or a Franklin's Gold going on here, because this, to be fair, is probably exactly how I would have played it if I did have Killdig or Franklin's Gold. Of course, with the house rules, cannot play those until round 2. Don't have to worry about them here with these best we've got in our hand. But yeah, I think as I say, we do just play these 2 birds, and I'm trying to imagine a scenario in which my opponent could get to 4 birds with no eggs, and it's probably going to need some double plays and a lot more food than what they're getting hold of right now. So yeah, they did go and grab. They grabbed the seed. So to be fair, if I had left the worm, it was one of those dual faces, so they would have no doubt gone and taken that and blocked it. But okay, let's get this down. So we'll use a worm, a seed, and then I suppose we'll go seed berry. I don't think it's going to matter too much. Get a bonus card, of course, as well. Shouldn't overlook that. What's that going to be? Okay, Forester. That's actually not too bad. With the Bullfinch we've already got, might be able to do something there. Northern Cardinal. Also sort of works for that. Okay, well, we'll keep going off the top. Sprague's Pipit. Okay, I'm not sure any of these are really too much what I'm looking for. Cardinal's okay, but it's kind of more food that I'm not really looking for. Hooded Wobbler would be nice if not for all the worm issues. So let's go again off the top. Barn Swallow. Amazing. Thank you very much. I'm glad I found you. So, okay. Well, we've got double tuck and draws. So that is definitely going to make our life a whole lot easier. The bad news is you get more worms, which makes our life harder. So it's a bit of swings and roundabouts here. So yeah, I think at the very least I'll be playing this Barn Swallow. It's just cheaper. It's just cheaper than the Violet Green Swallow. So we'll get that down. See what opponents did. American Coup. Okay, the wetlands is very much being built out here. So that is looking dangerous. Hopefully we can build something equally dangerous here in the grasslands, and it is going to start with this Barn Swallow. So we'll get that down. And yeah, I mean, if they did have Condor, you know, Turkey Vulture, something like that, maybe they might play that as the free play, but no food. So they won't be able to play anything that costs food. And then, yeah, we're already on R3, so we're looking set there. Hopefully get some points. And yeah, it's all going to be about this grasslands, really. So as I say, we'll lay eggs. We'll skip the Barn Swallow when we do so, because we want to keep hold of this. And then we'll look at drawing cards, so we can throw an egg, get some more cards. I think that's going to be really key, is just getting cards. It doesn't matter what we find. We're just going to need cards to tuck and cycle through. And yeah, only getting 2 at a time is going to be potentially a bit painful. But once we can get that going and get this swallow down, getting the worms, we'll see if we keep having problems with that. But yeah, I think just by virtue of taking a lot of food this round, we should be able to do some forcing again if needed. But yeah, hopefully be able to. So maybe get a nice wetland bird down, maybe get another forest bird down. One that hits Forester would, for sure, be very, very welcomed. And yeah, I mean, I'm definitely seeing a world in which we can get 6 points off this and 4 points of this at the end of the game. I certainly wouldn't complain. I would definitely take that. So, looks like opponent is drawing cards, because I'm pretty sure they didn't have 5 at the start. And I mean, it's a 3-point engine now. This is a pretty good start. You're seeing lots of cards. The tuck and draw on the Coot, the tuck and the draw on the Mute Sword as well. Definitely powerful. So we'll see what they can manage with that. So yeah, there we go. We do win that end of round. Very, very nice. Come here into round number 2. We do have a wetland bird in the tray. Red-breasted Merganser. That might be nice. Might get snapped up. We'll see. We do have a wagtail as well. Maybe not the game for wagtails. So okay, they're taking food. Wonder if they found something. Got to say, glad they didn't find this Barn Swallow, because that would have been definitely, yeah, not ideal for them to have found that. But as I say, get our eggs down, and we'll go ahead and draw some cards. And I think we'll draw off the top, and then might draw off the top twice actually. White Star. Okay, that's good. Fine for them. Get some more food. Yeah, I think I'm going to risk it and leave this Merganser, and I'm hoping I can do a tuck and draw later to pick that up. But it kind of depends a little bit. Purple Gallinule, certainly not a bad find. And this game just wants us to go with these teal powers, so Moltoni's has popped up as well. Could that work? Could that work in some universe? Playing both Moltoni's and the White Wagtail. It's tempting. It's definitely tempting, and it works very well, gotta say, when you've got ecologist. Because yeah, you want to play birds, right? You want to play more birds to get more points of ecologist, and that's exactly what these teal powers let you do. So, this is definitely an interesting pivotal moment in the game. I feel like where, yeah, I could easily decide to go one way or the other. So could just play this Gallinule. Maybe not a bad idea before I draw cards again. I think giving cards away to my opponent here, not too dangerous, given that they're strong on wetlands. So this would definitely be good. So how could we then get everything down? So we play Gallinule, we draw cards again. We have 3 turns left. We take food, we lay eggs, and we play probably the Moltoni. trying to work out if I can do Moltoni and Wagtail and Swallow, but yeah, lots and lots of worms. Again, worms that I don't have, which makes things a bit more harder. So, oh, okay. How do we want to play this? I think it makes sense to get this Gallignol down and use that to draw more cards. So we're going to do that. Because these cards ultimately, if it saves us turns in the wetlands, we can turn it into more food as well up here in the forest. So that is, yeah, ultimately going to help us out. Just getting more cards here. And, oh, as I say, it's definitely tempting. It's definitely tempting to try and do the Moltoni and the Wagtail. I mean, could easily, to be honest, just do one this round and play the other next round. I think you can still get good usage out of them, even if you just play them in round 3. Yeah, definitely, as I say, again, with the Ecologist, getting more points there is definitely nice. So, okay, they've taken yet more food. See what they've got cooking with all of that. But I think we're going to draw and... Turkey's not bad as well, to be honest, with all this bullfinch food, but not exactly what I'm after. I think what I might do... I'll go one off the top. Okay, collared dove. Right when I've spent all my food. Maybe could have been a good one earlier. Yeah, got to think about this end around as well. To be honest, doesn't look like the one they're going to go too hard on. They'd have to play a bird, lay eggs, and then play another one. Unless they're going to somehow double play. But I feel like, whether we go Moltoni, whether we go Swallow here in the grasses, we are going to get... we're going to get 2. I don't know. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm feeling like just go for the baseboard strategy. Double tuck and draw the grasses is so incredibly strong. That just feels like almost like a no-brainer. So we'll pick up yet another teal power. And okay, that Sparrowhawk, that might actually be pretty helpful here. That might be pretty helpful. Just as getting another forest bird down does hit Forester, I should say as well. And yeah, this Goldeneye, again, a bit like Thecla's Luck earlier, gets much better on the Oceania boards. Definitely wouldn't be bad here with a couple of these cavity nesting birds, but I think I'll probably be set for eggs, if I'm completely honest. So yeah, I think we'll lay eggs, we'll take food, and then if playing the second grass and bird wins us the end around, we'll do that. Otherwise, it might be better to play Sparrowhawk and take a bit more food before we think about playing the Violet Green Swallow. So that could work. We could also still Moltoni. To be honest, we could very well still do that. And even like use the Moltoni to play the Sparrowhawk. That could be maybe not a terrible option. But yeah, as I say, we'll kind of wait and see. Okay, opponent. Ooh, it took food. Actually, that's kind of good for me because now I might be able to get extra worms that I sort of wasn't anticipating. So, okay, yeah, I think in that case I will do that. I think this Goldeneye goes. Sorry, can we get some worms? No. You know what? I should have seen that. I should have seen that coming. It's just what the bird feed has been like in this game. Absolutely no worms at all. So okay, in that case, yeah, I'll take a berry, I suppose. Okay, there we go. Now some worms coming up. So yeah, we'll lay eggs. I don't know. I think we could still make Moltoni work. We could definitely still make it work. I'm sort of thinking, in these final 2 rounds, I can probably, I'm going to need to take food, right? I can probably manufacture it so that I draw cards once next round and draw cards once in the final round. And then you're just getting plays for free. I'm not even really having to go out of my way to try and make this work. And getting more birds down is always nice, so yeah, might be a bit overkill to do both to do both Moltoni and Wagtail. I think especially if I am going to use... If I did use Moltoni this round, it would be to play the Sparrowhawk, and so then that uses up the extra card. And I wouldn't have the food. Yeah, I wouldn't have the food to play Wagtail this round, and I wouldn't... You know, I want to keep this Swallow, I think, over that White Wagtail. So, as I say, somewhat depends a bit on my opponent, but I'm sort of, you know, imagining here they're going to play Grass and Bird. They've been gathering food, so maybe they got another wetland bird to play. Maybe they've, you know, found a cat bird or something like that, and they're just going to go to town on this Dispute Swan. But yeah, we'll kind of wait and see. But I think I have talked myself into going with Moltoni. So yeah, we can definitely look to get that down. And I think next round we take cards, we take food, we play the Swallow, and then that is our engine that we're going to run. So Partridge has popped up, and that would be absolutely amazing for them. So I was going to lay eggs anyway. So we're definitely doing that and blocking. Yeah, blocking this Partridge. So I should say pretty good birds when you are running Moltoni and or Wagtail. Something like this Partridge. But yeah, I think for me, at least at this position, the ship has sailed on that. I'd only be able to play it in column 3. I just don't think I'm going to have space for that. So Wild Turkey, okay, yeah, that's what they picked up. That makes sense. Get something down for this end around. Well, we are going to do likewise. So Moltoni, as I say, is going to go down here. And we've already done all the actions, which is great. So that means we can just use this for free, get the Sparrowhawk down, and use Partridge to do that. So very, very nice. End of round goal. Win at number 2 is also very, very nice. We're going to come here into round 3. Okay, we've got some big point birds. Or at least one. That golden eagle could be quite nice. Especially, we've already got one rat. There's another one to feed it. I think I'm going to pick that up. An American crow as well is also very, very nice. So, okay. I think we've got the makings of, yeah, a very nice grasslands. It might be coming together on the late side, but the points are there. The points are on the board. We've got Moltoni. We're going to be getting even more birds down. And I think that is going to be key. So yeah, what do we do here? We take food. I think we take food. We'll lay eggs. Maybe play the Swallow and the Crow, and then lay eggs again. And yeah, maybe this eagle goes down. Probably in the grasslands, but we can see if it needs to go in the wetlands for the center round. And of course, if we are using Moltoni, then we are going to be, yeah, wanting to draw cards in that final round. So that won't matter too much. If it's down there, we should, you know, maybe still be able to get at least one usage out of it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what my opponent's going to do. Like I say, it's definitely a strong opening with the Swan on the coot. Maybe not loads and loads of tucks on there. It looks like they are still drawing cards now. But yeah, they can definitely look to add something to that and still build something pretty strong. It definitely works well with this end around. I'm trying to get more birds in the wetlands, so we'll see how they go there. But yeah, I think as long as the rat and the worm are still there, I think I'm going to be wanting to grab those for sure. So yeah, coot. Don't know why I called this a coot. Crow might still be useful. But okay, they grabbed the egret. Maybe makes sense. Chippy sparrows come up. Would have been nice earlier. We'll grab we'll grab some of this food, as I say. And to be fair, I mean, I've been slagging on off this bird feeder, but bullfinch. Actually, let's take let's take a seed. We might want to use that nutcracker, given it hits forest as well. This bullfinch, I think it's worked every time. So whilst we haven't always been getting the worms. Of course, the game now decides to give me all the worms. Yeah, whilst we haven't always been getting all the worms that we've wanted, Bullfinch has been hitting. So that has helped, and yeah, we've had to do some forcing. We're probably going to have to do a bit more here in this round. But so be it. So, okay, I think Swift, I think you're the one to go. I'm not sure I necessarily have the cards to be able to afford to do that. And yeah, I think this Nutcracker could be an option, but I think for now, we'll go off the top. And Honey Buzzard, you might be my lord and saviour to get hold of all the worms I've desperately been looking for. And you do hit Forester as well, so that could definitely be an option for me. And it does work well with Moltoni, to be fair, in maybe getting some more food. This is where all the worms, like, where are all these worms earlier? We get 3 on the last reroll, we'll get 4 here. Slightly crazy. They decide to come up now, so... Okay, right, we need to work this out. How are we going to do this? We could play the crow. Play the crow, lay eggs. We play the crow, lay eggs, play swallow. I don't think we have enough to play eagle. It might be too late for swallow, actually. What about if we played crow? We could play crow, lay eggs, get another rat, use that rat to play the eagle. And that goes in the grasslands. And then we still have a worm and a seed, and we could use that to play the honey buzzard. That might work out better. I think, yeah, I don't know. You know, you compare eagle and swallow, this is already 5 points better than this. And it's got a pretty good chance of hitting. I've already got the card cycle. I think if I didn't have the barn swallow, this would be more powerful, but the incremental increase from 1 card cycle to 2 is not as much as it is from 0 to 1. So yeah, I think we do it this way. And yeah, get this crow going. So again, a little bit on the late side. I think a lot of this is coming together maybe later than I would have liked. But with all due respect, I think it's probably been the case over here as well. So this feels like a case of baseboard games feeling a lot slower, and I do see this as a comment a lot of people making. I think especially once you played Oceania boards quite a lot, coming back to the baseboards, everything maybe feels like a little bit slower. You know, you're not getting quite as many resources, especially in the forest and the wetlands. Getting hold of cards and food, definitely a lot harder on the baseboards than it does. Yeah, maybe feel like things are going a little bit more slowly, and you're not getting quite as much stuff built out, and definitely not as quickly. And obviously, no nectar makes it quite harder. If the bird feeders not cooperating, classic example here, then yeah, it can, as I say, maybe slow things down and make things a little bit more difficult. But I think we could still put something good here. I'm sort of trying to work out what the final round is going to look like, just in terms of which birds we're going to be playing. And I think we're going to have to be doing a bit of gambling off the deck, see what comes up. I would like another wetland bird for ecologist. That would be good. If I can get some double plays, you know, a nice forest double play to max out Forester, I wouldn't say no. But yeah, I think mainly it's just going to be looking for those big point birds and trying to get those down, and yeah, get our points that way. And alright, on to our next turn. Opponent taking more food, so they're definitely not short of food. I think they might be queuing up a double play here. Did see them pick up the Great Eagle, of course, earlier, so we'll see what they manage from that. But yeah, as I say, I think our plan is pretty straightforward. So yeah, go ahead, grab ourselves another rat. We're going to tuck a draw. Sorry, swallow. And it's sort of tempting. It's sort of tempting to grab this Nutcracker, but I think if we're in a world, I don't know, I'm sort of imagining that I do find the double bird and not the big point forest play to go with it. Would that still be worth it as a play? I think it might be. So I think we'll pick this up as a contingency. And yeah, as I say, maybe useful later. Cooper's Hawk would not have been too shabby either. Okay, 49 points. We're going to play this Eagle. That's going to be a nice big point option. And yeah, as I say, was kind of hoping with this Eagle to maybe hold out, maybe decide if it's better in the wetlands for the end of round, but I can sort of smell a double play incoming. And I think just building out this grasslands, if we're getting rid of the Swallow, we're trying to move towards the Eagle. I think as the 4th grassland bed, just to get us out into that extra column, start getting more eggs, and of course hopefully some tucks off the power. That's going to be the key for us. So yeah, hopefully it will hit and hopefully we'll get some points. So on to the last 10. There we go. Great Egret into Common Grackle. So talked about maybe it being a bit slow. Well, now that's a 6-point engine. So very tasty, very nice. Can't knock it. Let's get Golden Eagle down in this grasslands. Now that we know for sure end around is out of reach. So yeah, just about planned enough or reacted enough maybe to everything going on to still be able to get this honey buzzer down. And I think this will still be good. We're still going to get 2 rounds of usage out of it. Should hopefully be able to use it in the last round and maybe spend that food on the warbler. It is a gamble. I'm not sure I would be too comfortable gambling on honey buzzard rolling some worms just to be able to play a bird with the warbler, but it might give us another option. It might, if we have a couple of birds in our hand, maybe we have something that's slightly better that needs a worm and we have a fallback in case we don't get the worm. That might be a situation we find ourselves in. But yeah, I think it's still a good play with the Forester, with the Ecologist as well. Just, getting that 3rd forest bird in. Hopefully it'll pay for itself and more with the worms it is going to give me. So that's us all set. And yeah, I think my opponent, they look pretty well set, I'll say, in this wetland. So probably just draw a few times, wait until the Grackle fills up on the eggs. Maybe lay eggs once in that final round, just to the end of round goal, but otherwise, yeah, see what comes up from the deck. You're looking for Benelli here, I think, as a free play. Got a couple of worms as well, so maybe you can play something. Maybe we'll take food once, just to play something. But I think otherwise, yeah, you're running this 6-point engine. You've spent so much time and resources getting this going with these lovely birds. You want to go ahead and use it, and I certainly would be expecting them to do that. So yeah, they're definitely drawing here. Getting all of those tucks, so very, very good for them. But what is very, very good for us is this Mortoni's Warbler. So Honey Buzzard is going to go down. Excellent stuff. Can it get even more excellent on the reroll? I'll take one. Given everything that's happened in this game and the real shortage of worms we've been seeing, that is like gold dust. And do you know what else is like gold dust? Double birds. So we might get a hunt on that. Should say as well, pretty good for my opponent though. Given, again, the Grackle egg space, if they do find Benelli, double play into that, you clear out more egg space. You've already got the worms to play it, so they might snag that, but if they don't, I definitely will. And that could be a good one. That could be very good to potentially max out Forester, even just, double play into Nutcracker. Still worth a few extra points, so one to consider. For sure. And yeah, that was top of my shopping list. But I think as well, a nice wetland bird. So if Puffin wants to show up, definitely wouldn't mind it. Any sort of bonus card bird, any sort of big point wetland play, is automatically worth 2 extra points here with Ecologist. So would very, very much like to see that, and yeah, get my 6 points on here, because as I said at the start, or at least early on in this game, 4 points here and 6 points here is pretty good. Definitely would take that. Even more so if I can max this out. 8 points is definitely nice. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do on that front. But yeah, it does look like my opponent is drawing. And I'm just praying and hoping that Kinglet still is there. Because as I say, very, very nice. And it is indeed still there. So lovely stuff. We're going to grab that. And see what this Galliano is going to give us. Morning Dove. Nah, not really what we're after. Kingfisher, maybe. We do at the very least know. So we're going to have 2 turns. We're going to have 2 turns laying eggs. Of course, 4 turns left, so we need to lay eggs once, we need to take food once, we need to play a bird once. We have a spare turn. In this final round, we use that to lay eggs. It's our best action. And that is going to give us another chance to tuck and draw, see what pops up. And yeah, I think we'll probably go off the deck first time. And if nothing better comes up, maybe Kingfisher. Maybe Kingfisher, because yeah, it's only 4, but if it's 6 with a ecologist, it's better than nothing. So I will take it. And yeah, I guess I need to think about food as well a little bit. So we've already got 1 worm, thanks to honey buzzards. If we legs twice, crow will get us 2 more foods. That puts us on 6. We take food, we'll have an extra card, or I can't count. It's going to put us on 3. Then when we take foods, we'll just throw the card to get 4. So it puts us 7. There we go. Jumping the gun a little bit and still getting it wrong. But 7 food, yeah, that'll be plenty. That'll be plenty, and hopefully, don't need to rely on honey buzzard, but we'll see. We will see, and yeah, we're going to lay eggs. Golden eagle, what are you going to do? To be fair, I probably would have liked that in my hand rather than being tucked under you, but so be it. But okay, do we? Given everything I just talked about, of having enough food, maybe thinking about this end of round as well. There is a world in which my opponent, plays some grass and bird and lays eggs a couple of times and gets to 2 sets. If I'm double playing and I'm also playing another bird in the wetlands, I need to work this out. So if I use the crow here, I'm going to have 4 eggs. If I lay eggs again, I'm going to have 7. Double play in the forest brings me down to 3, and playing the extra bird brings me down just 2, which isn't enough to qualify. So I think we skip here. And we tuck and draw into a barn owl that I don't really like, unfortunately. But okay. Yeah, that does make things a little bit more difficult, I think. With this end of round goal and the double play costing 2 extra eggs. It's yeah, sort of robbing Peter to pay Paul. You're robbing your end around goal points to gain your bonus card points, which isn't ideal. And there's the grass and play. It's not a Vanelli's Eagle, but it's an Eastern Imperial, so you definitely still take it. And yeah, they'll lay eggs at least once. They might lay eggs twice. And if that wins them the end around goal, maybe it's worth it, but kind of hard to say. But okay, I think we take food. We've got fish. Got 2 seeds that we maybe want for this, and we're going to get another food off the bullfinch. Should we take a berry? Because you never know. And alright, 2 turns left. Now we've got to play a bird. We know we're going to lay eggs. I think we probably lay eggs first. Just to see. Although, as I say, I'm more likely than not going to pick up that Kingfisher because, yeah, this is unaffordable, and nothing else in the tray is playable. if we're gonna double play, which I think does make the most sense. So, yeah. Definitely been tricky. I'm sort of thinking back. Oh, red kite. I was so confused. I was like, they already played 1 eagle. Don't tell me they played another Eastern Imperial Eagle. But okay, red kite. So that's quite interesting. I wonder. We know they've not got Rodentologist. They could have Falconer. They could have Omnivore. Both of those would be good bonus card scores for them. So okay, they're 100% going to lay eggs here. And that will get them on the board within a round with 1 set. So if we skip the crow, does that make a difference? And if we skip this thing, right? This double play in the forest. In theory, you can think about it as it costs It costs the 2 eggs to play it, and I get the 2 points back, so that's kind of neutral. It gets me 4 off the bonus card. And so even if it costs me 3 off the end of round goal, I think that is still worth it. I could skip the crow and then just see, because it might not be worth it if the crow egg is going to cost me another point to get the food, because then that's another point you dock off. And so it's in 3 versus 3. And yeah, I think if I did skip the crow and I just played a bird here and a bird here, I would then end on 6, so that would win me the end round. So I think this is a case where I'm sort of hedging my bets on the honey buzzard, and that might be helpful. So that might have been nice, but again, it's not hitting Forester, so maybe it wouldn't have been nice. And let's skip. Yeah, I think we skip this crow. We tuck hawk for kingfisher. Yeah, we have done this right. Cool. Yeah, skip you and tuck you. So yeah, as it stands, we are going to have 2 sets of eggs. And we'll roll the honey buzzard first, and then that is going to decide. And I think the way I calculated that, I think it's better if we get the honey buzzard worm, we can do the double play, and we get 4 points from the Forester. If I can't do the double play, then I don't, and I just get 3 points off the end of round. So I think that's fine. I think that's how this works. We're gonna play kingfisher. Yeah, we'll do berry and fish for that. And that is our play that's going to let us use this Maltoni's Warbled. But first, honey buzzard, what are you going to do for us? Well, there we go. We hedged our bets, and I think, yeah, no, no worms on that reroll. Kind of sums up this game in a nutshell. But we'll still get, we'll still get this Clark's Nutcracker down as the free play, and we'll get our 3 extra points off the end of round goal. So. Slightly strange end to that game, but hopefully it's going to be enough as we come into the scores. And I honestly don't really know. We had some decent bonus cards. Maybe they did as well. We got a bit of a lead on the old birds, but yeah, 8 points off the bonus cards. Very, very nice. Eggs is where we are going to hold on, but tuck cards, that is their strength. Can they drag it back and win this game? They cannot, but it is very, very close. 92 to 89 in the end. So yeah, needed to calculate there at the end. Needed to calculate. I think maybe a few mistakes creeping in, you cost yourself a few points, and the result is very, very different. So they did indeed have omnivore, and I can't count because I thought there was only going to be 6 for them, but 8 is super, super nice. And yeah, as I said, kind of came together late, but plenty of tucks. A very strong late game. I think their end game was much stronger than mine. Playing the eagle, playing the kite. That was definitely a nice couple of final round plays. I had to kind of settle for what I could find with the kingfisher and the nutcracker. And yeah, honey buzzard, maybe disappointing a little bit. As I say, I think it could have been an extra point to do the double play, but you kind of got to work with what you got. So, as I say, interesting board. Let me know your thoughts. Should it have been a grass and tuck and draw game? Would that have been better just going with double swallow and laying eggs? Did I get distracted by Maltoni? I think there maybe is a case to be made there, but we still won the game, and that is what matters here in the end. So there we go. Thank you very much for watching that one. Hopefully you did enjoy, and yeah, we've got a few more group games coming up in this tournament. If you want to see those, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you're following along, and I look forward to seeing you in one of those games very, very soon.